Only chart. Okay, then not a problem. You prepare and we'll have another session.
Yes, sir, we are live.
Thank you, sir. Okay, not a problem. It was great. Today, dear officers, a very good evening to one and all. Today, we'll discuss yet another very important topic. This is pertinent to open model of organizations. Organizations are thought in a different way by different authors. So we have studied some general characteristics. In this regard, we have grouped organizations to two. One is closed and another is open. With respect to closed model, we have discussed about bureaucratic theory, scientific management, classical theory or administrative management, and the link between the open and closed model. We have studied about Follett. And before all these things, we have completed the general characteristics of open and closed model also. Coming to the open model, you have got three important things, same as the other three. They are in sequence. Number one is related to human relations. Previously, in the closed model, what we have seen, scientific management, bureaucratic, all these things, they never thought about, they never discussed about the interrelation between the humans, interrelation between the workers, which will also affect on the production. So the first one we will be studying here in this is human relations. Human relations, why did it emerge? It emerged as a reaction, as a critique to the classical theory. Because in classical theory, they never dealt about social organization and the individual human as a part of social system. In fact, you also might have heard about behavioralism. So what is this? Human relations and behavioral studies. So in fact, behavioralism is a systematic study of the human relations or the continuation. So in the rudimentary form came the human relations as a reaction to classicals. After that, it was taken in a very systematic way that is said to be behavioralism. So you can write both the things, human relations and behaviors. There is nothing much to differentiate, but behavioralism is a systematic study. After that, you will be having organization development. After that, you have organization as a part of system. So you can make out the difference here. Classical theories or the closed model, they just concentrated on the structure. They never thought human workers as thinking machines. Human relations, they found out this defect and they said that human relations are very important. And afterwards, at another one, organization has a part of the system. Means it is affected by and also it is affecting the organization. In all these cases, what was one of the defect? We never took environment into consideration. We never emphasized much on the environment. Say, for example, Sambhavam IAS institution. In all these things, we were just concentrating on the humans who are there, the structure, but we never concentrated on the environment. What is the environment? For Sambhavam IAS, it is the sum total of all the things which affect it. Say, for example, other institutions, the place, the mode, all these things. With this background, let's get started in a systematic way, human relations. Okay. So before that, like I will be just brushing some of the things which we have discussed with respect to organizations also, but it will be a quick glance of the things as we have already discussed those things. So here you can see the demarcation in the syllabus itself: scientific, classical, and Weber. These are closed model. Afterwards, the link, the dynamic administration by Follett. Afterwards, you have got human relations. So all these people, this is concerned with human relations. All these things below is a systematic evolution of the thoughts which we deciphered in human relations. So all these things we can say behavioralism, behavioral things, right? This is the understanding which you should have. With coming to the models of organization, this is closed model and this is open model of organization. If you have this clarity, you can answer most of the questions. Okay. I'll just slide the things which are there. I'll be flashing the things. You can just note down these things. Okay. Organization should be the starting point because administration means cooperative effect of group of people to achieve the common goal. So how to achieve the cooperative effort? How to organize these people becomes very, very important. Can you think of any administration without organization? No, there can be no administration without organization. Because of these things, organization is a very essential element of administration. It facilitates a proper utilization of men, material, money to achieve a goal. Organizations are universal, but not the definition. Why? This was a question asked in UPSC. So here, organization theorists have defined according to the context and also perspective. So it is dependent on the person who is defining. But there are some common characteristics. What are these common characteristics? You already have a fair idea of these things. These are complex, purposeful human collectives, not an individual. These have goals which are specialized and limited. They provide services to the environment. They're dependent on the exchange with their environment. They are integrated with larger social system. They are characterized by secondary relations, not primary relations. They are characterized by sustained cooperative activities. Organization theories use this list of characteristics by stressing different items. So you don't have universal definition. This I think we have studied nearly 4 to 5 times. Coming to the characteristics, closed model, here you have got like different names like bureaucratic, hierarchical, formal, rational, mechanistic. Then you have got open model, which is known as collegial. See here, very important. If you want to like decipher the models, decipher the characteristics of open model, you have to like take into consideration a university, a college, or a research organization. Competitive, free market, informal, natural, and organic. In closed, we have bureaucratic, scientific, and administrative management. In open, we have got human relations, organization development, organization as a unit in its environment. So, organization principles by new, I suppose like you are familiar with these things. No one teaches these things. We have taken like a lot of time. We have put a detailed analysis of these things. So coming to the characteristics of closed model, you have to assume military or the police organization. What all the things you see there, these are the characteristics of closed model. And also hierarchical structure, you have to remember these things. There is hierarchical structure, they assume stable environment, division of labor is there, means are emphasized, conflicts is assessed from top, responsibility is emphasized, primary loyal to the bureaucratic subunit, knowledge is inclusive only at top, a person who is at the top knows everything, not everyone, interaction is just only vertical, means workers, subordinates, they won't be interacting, and interaction is based on obedience, command, superior subordinate relations. Prestige is internalized, that is, prestige is dependent on the formal office, rank, and the position, right? The same things here, like has a slide, please go through these things, the same. So these are the characteristics. Now, coming to the characteristics of open model. So in this regard, like you have to think of a research organizations, a university. Say, for example, you are thinking of producing a rocket, a new technology, how they will work. So here you may be having different groups, different collaborations. Once heading one group, there is no superior subordinate relations. So these are the kind of things which you should emphasize. Or to make the things very simple, think of like Indian Institute of Sciences or a big university where, say for example, there may be a junior scientist, think that he has discovered something, so his prestige will be high. There may be a director, there may be vice chancellor, but if he has found something, think that, and he has got Nobel Prize, definitely his prestige will be based on the work he does. If there is any dispute, they resolve by discussion. The organization may not be hierarchical. It may appear like a amoeba, means shapeless. So these are some of the things which we have already discussed. Let me just brush up these things once again, because we are now entering into open model of organization. So this is the one which has to come to your mind. Fluid network structure. Here there is no hierarchical structure. So here there is no superior subordinate control, strict subordinate control. Because of that, it may appear look like amoeboid. So what does this mean? Closed model, pyramidal. But this may look like amoeba. This may be the structure of the organization. When non-routine task occurs in unstable environment. So here non-routine tasks, say for example, something, say Corona. Were we aware of Corona, COVID-19? No, we are not aware of this one. We have to find vaccines to this one. So here, these tasks are not routine. And also the conditions are unstable. One of the main reason is it is affected by the environment. Specialized knowledge, contributes to the common task. Previously, in the closed model, it was said that knowledge is inclusive, or only the person who is at the top knows everything. It's the other way around. It differs from the closed model specialized task notion in that the specialized knowledge possessed by any one member. It differs from the closed model's specialized task notion in that the specialized knowledge is possessed only by the member of the organization, only by one member of the organization, and may be applied profitably to variety of tasks undertaken by various other members. The management, the superior, knows everything. So he will be passing on that knowledge, and this knowledge will be applied by the workers, and this will be increasing the production. That was the thing. So here it is not the case. So specialized knowledge contributes to the common tasks. Specialized knowledge is present throughout the organization, not just with one individual. Say, for example, we have got a task of building a rocket, a aeroplane. So here it has got many divisions. So one division may be specializing in engine, another aviation, another other dimensions, another fuels. So the specialized knowledge is present throughout the organization, not concentrated at the top. And he is the only person who is aware of the things, and he dissipates the knowledge and which is applied by the workers for the profitability of the organization. Ends are emphasized. What do you mean by this statement? Please answer this. Ends are emphasized. What do you mean by ends? Okay, we got a question, sir. Open and closed model does only consider with structure organization or also environmental factor affecting it also considered. Very good. So here, in case of closed model, in case of closed model, emphasis is only on structure. To overcome that, later came the open model, where the emphasis is on the humans who are present and also the environment. So this is the main difference. Result. Okay, very nice. So you might have like come across this thing, means and ends. So here, take some clues for better understanding from ethics. Which theory says that ethics is located in the means? Ethics is located in the means. Which theory you have come across in ethics says this? Result is only considered important, not the ways through which it is. Okay, very nice. So which theory considers that ethics is located in the means? Okay. Next, which theory, second one, which theory considered that ethics is located in the end? So which one? Second one, deontology. Is it answer for first one or second one? First one, wrong. Very good. So very nice. So here, like as you have answered, it is about means and ends. So here end is with respect to utilitarianism. Means is with respect to deontology. So what is the means here? What is the means here? In deontology, what is the means? What is the means? Duty. Very good, very good. What is the duty? Deon means duty. Now, what is the duty? If you say this, then I think you have understood deontology. Otherwise, no. Deon means duty. Following the duty, that is the means. What is the duty? According to Kant, Immanuel Kant, your duty is to follow categorical imperative. Is the point clear to you? Any doubt with respect to this? What is your duty? Your duty is to follow the categorical imperative. Okay. So here, coming back to our open model, ends are emphasized, results are emphasized, output is emphasized. But in case of closed model, say for example, bureaucracy, in this, are you following the rules and regulations? That is emphasized, not the result. For a bureaucrat, for a civil servant, the most important thing is just to follow the rules and regulations. You are not concerned with the results. Why? Because the rules and regulations are formed in such a way that if one follows these things, results are inevitable. Now, please answer this. You are a IAS officer. You are in charge of implementing IAS officer or any implementing agency. There is a program. In that program, number one, they should be less than 1 lakh income. They should have less than 1 lakh income. Second thing is their age should be more than, say for example, 80 years. Third criteria is they should belong to SC category. This is the situation. Now, there is an old man like me who is 85 years, whose income is less than even 2000. But he belongs to, say, for example, ST or any other than SC. He is not at all having anything. He is very poor. Children have deserted him. So now being a program implementer or a IAS officer, should you be allowing this person, allowing me in this program? Please answer. I am very much in need. Is the question clear to you? Tiwariji says, sir, no. What about others? Very good. No. So you should not be. So here, why you said no? Because this is, you are in bureaucracy. In bureaucracy, it's impersonal relation, enforcement of and enactment of rules and regulations. So it cannot be. So now you are concentrating only on the means. Why? Why is this? The aim, the result, the end of this program is to uplift the people, specifically SC people, right? The larger picture is for the welfare of the people, definitely. But in that, SC. So you cannot. And a very important one, most of the students, they stop here itself. In fact, this is a question from UPSC case study. See, here you have not given the opportunity for this person, but is this problem solved? The answer is no. Then you have to go one step and some more among the available resources and options, you have to solve the problem of this person also. If you are not solving, you are not getting marks. Is this clear? So ends and results analogy. Okay. Conflict is adjusted by interaction with the peers. Shedding of responsibility. Here, all organization members contribute to the organization problem. If something goes wrong, you here there is no pinpointing to certain individual or just one section of the organization. Responsibility is with the whole organization. Loyalty is to the organization as a whole. In the closed model, it was to the subunit. Knowledge can be located anywhere in the organization. Interaction is horizontal as well as vertical. Style of interaction is advice. What was the style of interaction in closed model? In closed model, what was the style of interaction? Orders, or to be specific, it was towards obedience, command, superior subordinate relations. Task achievement is emphasized. Prestige is externalized. That is, one's personal ability and reputation determines the prestige, not the hierarchical position. Right? The same things here. Please go through these things very fast. Characteristics of open model, which we have already discussed. These are the things. This was just a revision, so I was little fast here. Characteristics, closed and open model. So organization model, these are the things. The first three we have completed. Now we are into the fourth, in fact, in sequence, but in open model, this is the first one. So here, human relations is also known as, see here, you concentrate on here. Please listen to me very carefully. In the previous theories, bureaucratic, scientific, and classical, relations between humans was not considered. Here, for the first time, they found that they advocated that human relations should be considered for increasing the production. That is the simple thesis of this one. So it is also known as humanistic theory, socio-economic theory, neoclassical theory, right? That is about human relations. So often people confuse, and in fact, I had a big confusion for a long period of time. What is this behavioral approach? So behavioral approach simply is an improved and systematic version of human relations. So closed model lacunae were highlighted by human relations, and this was systematically developed, and this is referred to as behavioral approach. In fact, behavioralism in administrative studies is said to have started with the human relations. So what is the beginning of behavioralism? Human relations. 1930s. Elton Mayo was called as the behavior scientist long before the term became popular. Long before the term became popular. If someone asks you like who was the founder, then you can, without hesitation, you can say that it was Mayo. Okay. So others, these are the people whom you have already seen in the syllabus: Bernard, Simon, Maslow, McGregor, Chris Agris, Blake, Herzberg, Likert, Warren Bennis, Holmes, Kurt Lewin, Carl Rogers, and others. In all these things, Herbert Simons was the North Star, the most important. So in your syllabus, among this, we'll be studying about Bernard, we'll be studying about Simon, Maslow's theory, and McGregor, Chrysagoras, Likert, to some extent Kurt Lewitz also, and in-depth Simon. Clear? Is there any doubt between among you with respect to human relations and behaviors? In other words, behavioral approach aims at a scientific study of organizational behavior. What is the main intent here? Organizational behavior. Thus, it seeks to develop a practical propositions. So here, what was the advocacy of classical theories? Behavioralism advocated practical propositions. What was the classical theories advocated? Classical theories advocated principles. So here, propositions simply means like your views, right, about human behavior in the organization setting by undertaking systematic, objective, and empirical studies. So don't bother about these things. Behavioralism we'll discuss in detail later. Just to differentiate the things I'm put here. So here behaviorism is multidisciplinary. It includes the techniques and also the conclusions of sociology, psychology, social physiology, anthropology for understanding the human behavior. To be precise, behavioral approach is a systematic study of human behavior in organizations. That's it. Right? So if you have got any doubt, please let me know at this point. Any doubt? Okay. Now listen to me. Elton Mayo is a very, very important personality in the emergence of human relations and the subsequent behavioralism. Elton Mayo wanted to, in fact, test the Tyler's hypothesis. Tyler's hypothesis in an industry. In an industry. In that, he found that the human relations, the relation between the worker and the worker, the relation between the worker and the management, and how they participate determined the production. He found that human relation was one of the most important factor. You have to go back to 100 years. 100 years. This was a big revelation at that point of time. So for example, now things like how internet came, like that it was in case of this theory. Is the point clear to you? So here Elton Mayo was a sociologist from America. He is said to be the father of human relations theory. First inquiry, first research program in 1923 in the textile mills near Philadelphia. So the first experiment was this. It's just a background, no need to bother about these things. His major work, simple and easy to remember, it is about industrial society. First, he spoke about human problems of industrial society, afterwards social problems, after political problems of industrial civilization. Other writers are Lotzberg, Dixon, Whitehead, Lloyd, Warner, and Anderson. Human relations. Why did human relations emerge? Please answer this question. What was the reason for the emergence of human relations? Anyone? Why human relations emerge? See, here you have to take everything in a very systematic way, in a sequential way. We are going in a very sequential way. Okay. To break the mechanistic approach, solid, very good. Then, what about others? I've already told in the say in this class itself, human relations emerged as a reaction to classical approach, as a reaction, as a critique in 1930s. The date is also very important. So why? What was the things involved here? Here, very important are these. Classical theories trust about formal structure. I think Tiwarji will get the answer for this. Classical theories, they stressed about closed model, they stressed about only formal structure. They neglected the human element. They neglected the human element. Similarly, classical theories took a mechanistic view. What is mechanistic view? Please answer this. What is mechanistic view? What is mechanistic view? He was doing that work mechanically. What does this mean? Humans are treated like machines. Very good. So here, humans were equated to machines. They were never thought that these are the people who have life. We have to consider the sociological and psychological aspects of human behavior. This is the most important thing which you have to internalize. This is what closed models emphasized on. Formal structure, mechanistic view. Human relations and behaviorists, they emphasized on human element and the social psychological aspects of human behavior. Right? Any doubt here? This is a basic understanding where you should have clarity. Any doubt? Okay. Now, it is this critical failure that gave rise to human relations approach. Right? Now, simple explanation. Howard Thorne studies. These were the studies which highlighted and which found some very, very important things which are not present in closed model. Howard Thorne studies formed the basis for the rise of human relations theory. Say, for example, with respect to the rise or origin of public administration, the essay by Woodrow Wilson. Similarly, these things. These studies shock the foundation of classical approach. That is the concept of economic man and the role of structure of formal organization. They thought that everything in organization dependent on this. What do you understand by economic man? Please explain. What is economic man? Simple, two words. Profit oriented, beautiful. Money minded. So this may not be that appropriate. Like you can say, you can have to add one more, motivated. Motivated by money. Motivated by money. So what you said is true, but this is the more refined way. Very good. So Elton Mayo, along with Rosberger, began a series of studies of working conditions and worker behavior in Western Electric Factory. It is better known as Hawthorne experiment. So the experiment was to study the working conditions and the worker behavior. So these are the two things which were studies, working conditions and worker behavior. Since the field, since the industry was located in our throne, it was said to be our throne experiment. After the location of the plant, ultimately the research involved six massive and hugely influential studies conducted in 4 phases over 8 years. Unimaginable. Now you often find some studies spanning about some 50 years. But at that point of time, some 100 years before, this was one of the greatest study which has happened at that point of time. No other systematic study was done with respect to human behavior, working conditions. They almost always concentrated on the structure. They never thought humans as social organisms. They thought humans as machines. So for this, clinical method was adopted. Clinical method. So what is this clinical method? First of all, what was the study? It was to study the workers' behavior and the production capacity, taking into the consideration all the aspects: physiological, physical, economical, social, and psychological aspects. Clinical analysis means everything, not just one aspect. Clinical method was involved to test the Tyler's hypothesis that workers would respond like gear wheels to change in working conditions. So here what they are testing? Tyler said that workers would respond like a gear wheels. So here you might have seen this structure like gear wheels, one connecting to the another. Change in working conditions. What does this mean? So here, if the working condition change, then the productivity of the worker will change. That was the hypothesis. Is the point clear? To test the Taylor's hypothesis that workers would respond, workers would act as machines to the changing conditions. Say, for example, there is a machine, electricity like intensity decreased. What will happen to the working? It will decrease. Say, for example, there is a scooter, there is a bike, there is a car. You put the accelerator, you accelerate the thing, it will move fast. You apply brake. So here, according to Taylor, if the working conditions are good, then production productivity will be high. That was the thing which they were testing. To test it, they altered the intensity of light. Workers would respond like machines to the changing conditions. To test this light, the one of the most important one. So here, alter the intensity of the light. Lights were turned down and production went up. Oh my God, what is happening here? Tyler's thesis were found to be false. If the conditions are bad, production should decrease. Intensity of light was decreased, but production went up. So why did this happen? They then dimmed the light to near darkness, and the production kept climbing. Why? This was answered by the Hawthorne experiments. So here, humans, workers are not entirely like machines. If machines, they were like machines, then production should have gone down. Workers are responding to something, some motive other than light or despite or lack of it. What is that? They're not like machines. There is something. So please understand this one. Tyler said that workers are like machines. If you change the condition, so if you decrease the optimum condition, then the production should go down. But here that was not happening. Light intensity was decreased, but the production was increasing. Then what is the implication? What is the corollary? Please tell me this one. By this, what are the inferences which we can draw? What are the inferences? There are other factors which motivate the people to work. Okay, then it proves that workers are not machines, like machines. Human factor also decides the output. So must be considered. Very good, very nice. So here there is something other than this which is working. What is that? It was puzzled. Hawthorne effect. This is one. Workers had been told that they have been watched. So what was the one of the reason? One of the reason is Hawthorne effect. What is Hawthorne effect? It simply means that a person will give the best when he is told that he is being watched. It generally happens. If someone is watching, definitely our behavior will be different. That is Hawthorne effect. We'll discuss this one. Explaining the things. Human workers probably are not entirely like machines. Western electric workers were responding to some motive variable other than the lighting or despite of it. Our throne expect workers had been told that they have been watched. So these were the reason. These were the reasons. Findings became controversial over time. So here, what is this exactly? Data was collected over a period of 8 years, right? After that one, that data was analyzed for nearly 100 years. Even now they are analyzing the data which was collected and re-examining the data concluded that factors other than human relations drove the greater productivity. It is one of the most agreed one. Factors other than human relations also had an impact, such as observed workers' fear of being laid off. Unlike the other workers, they were given rest period, group pay incentives. All these things were given. And the third one is Haber effect. Right? This is with respect to the controversial thing. So here at this point of time, no need to bother. No need to bother. Because you may get confused. Then third one, neither this experiments rooted the idea deep into the management theory that unquantifiable relations, that is human relations between the workers, managers, among the workers are significant determinants of workers' productivity. organization, production. These were the things never thought of. So here, human relations. That is the reason why it is said to be human relations. Right? Coming to another one with respect to the phases. 4 phases. It is simply a factual data. You can just have an idea about this. Elimination experiment. Elimination means light. To determine the effect of different levels of illumination, the light intensity. Next you had, so why this is given is, these were the most important questions when we were having public administration in prelims. But of late they have not asked these things. Relay assembly test room experiment to observe the effects of various changes in working conditions on workers' output and morale. So here test room, what they are testing, the effect which may be brought by changing in working conditions. Working conditions. Mass interview method. Here to explore the employer's feelings, human attitude, sentiments by talking to them. What is your opinion about the management? What is your opinion about the work you are doing? Are you really enjoying that? Ventilation therapy. So here it was like a very informal conversation. Say for example, we calling one Sambhavam student and asking, what are the difficulties you are facing? Are the classes going good? How are the teachers? Are you able to understand those things? Do you have any problems at home? So this is said to be ventilation therapy. Bank firing expect to understand better how the norms that controlled each member output are established by workers' social group. Bank wiring. So why it is said to be wiring? How the wires will be like this. So here, how the output of the member was controlled by the social group. So how social group controlled the output. That was the main intent. Bank wiring experiment to understand better how the norms that controlled each member's output were established by the worker social group. So what does this mean? Can you think of any experiment in this regard? How the norms established by the social group controls the output. Say for example, think that this is an agriculture field and think that there's a village where there are some 500 workers. On some day, think that some 20 have come to work in plot A. Here, you might have seen that all the workers will be working almost same. Why? They have got a norm in the group that one should not work too much. One should not produce 100 units. They have got a norm. All should produce only 50 units. And also they have got a norm that one should not produce only 10 units. A worker who is not working, who is working very less, is also criticized. One who works too much, he is also criticized. देखो वो चमचागिरी कर रहा है सेट का. So by these kind of things, they keep the output in control. I'll explain these things in detail as we proceed. Findings of our through studies. So before we like dwell upon these things, let us okay discuss some important aspects. Okay, let me see like what are the things here. Same finding. Okay. The same things I have made in a tabulated form so that you understand the things in a very systematic way. Now, let us understand human relations by comparing it with two important things, that is classical theory and also scientific management. So here in classical theory, what was emphasized? Formal organization structure. Here emphasis was informal organization. Classical views organization as a rational and impersonal system. So it is rational, logical system and also impersonal. No scope for relations. Human relations viewed organizations as emotional and social system, part of the society, not as a mechanistic one. Classicals advocated economic man. Here, they advocated social man. Social man means a person who is part and parcel of society, who acts as a member of society, emphasize the physiological and mechanistic aspects. They were concerned with only those things which was related to production. That too, they were related to the only those movements and the mechanical aspects. Here, the emphasis was with sociological and psychological aspects. Classicals believe that organization behavior is the product of rules and regulations made by the management. So, when they believe, what is the tool they will be using? Please concentrate here. Believe that organization behavior is the product of rules and regulations made by the management. So, how to bring desirable behavior, how to motivate a worker to exert the best. The solution is make strict rules and regulations. On the other hand, our human relations believe that organization behavior is product of attitude, sentiment, and feelings of employees. See, are entirely different. One thinks that the behavior is dependent on attitude, sentiments, and the feelings. Other feels that it is the result of rules and regulations, that too those rules and regulations which are framed by the management. Next, classicals assume that people are homogeneous. Are we homogeneous? Homogeneous mixture. Can you give an example for something homogeneous? Homogeneous mixture. Okay. Water plus sugar. Is it a homogeneous mixture or a heterogeneous mixture? Water plus sugar mixed. Homogeneous. Right? Similarly, water plus oil. Is it a homogeneous? Okay, very good. Let me something flashed in my mind out of this one. Say, for example, your hands got dirty by oil or some grease. You are applying water and you are washing. Can you remove all the oil? The answer is no. My question is why? However, you wash like one time, two times, three times, four times, all the oil cannot be removed. Why? Simple answer, don't overexert. The reason is oil is not soluble in water. If you apply some kerosene or petrol, somehow it will go easily, right? Classicals took atomistic view. Atomistic view means the idea that social groups and processes are result of actions of individual. So the concentration here is individual. Atomistic view means, say for example, if there is an object concentrating on the very fundamental, very basic, the atom. Similarly, here atomistic view means concentrating on worker only worker, not how one worker is related to another, how social group work. No, they concentrated only on the worker, the atom. It took the social view. It took the relation between the people. What is the difference between social and society? What is the difference between social and society? A very, very important one. Almost like nearly 70% of students who write the mains also are not aware of this. Is there any difference between social and society? Please answer this. Is there any difference to begin with? Yes or no? They are closely related. Social simply means social is the relation functioning in a society. Very good, very nice. So, social relates to the relation what one individual has with another. What is social capital? It is talking about the relation one has with another. Say, for example, you and your neighbor are always at war, and similarly with everyone in the society. There, the social capital is very low. You are in a harmonious relations. Then the social capital is very high. A very, very important one. This like social capital and social things they have asked more than 3-4 times in UPSC. So here it takes the social view of man. What does this mean? Here they are looking man as a person who interact with other members of the society, the relations. Next, classics state that organization efficiency depends upon the structure built according to principles. Principles are universal. Based on that, you build the organization and organization will be efficient. But behavior states that organization efficiency depends on human relations and worker satisfaction and moral. Is the worker satisfied? What is the nature of human relations? That determine the production. Focus on physical environment of the job. Focus on social environment of the job. Right? So here, how many of you got some clarity with respect to these things? Human relations. It's one of the most simplified and yet authentic way of explaining. In my opinion, like 3-4 questions have already come with respect to these things. Okay, great. So this was with respect to classicals principles. Okay. Then next is with respect to Tyler and Mayo. So Tyler and Mayo, it's a very pertinent thing. We have to compare both. Okay. I think this will further explain the more and also widen your horizons and make you understand the things in a very better way. Tyler belonged to scientific management school. Mayo belonged to human relations. So what is the hint you have to take? What is the corollary? What is the difference between scientific management and human relations? In that regard, you have to compare and contrast these two. Mayo's human relations theory emerged mainly out of set of extended studies in the scientific management traditions of the Tyler. How did human relations emerge? Human relations emerged when they were trying and testing the scientific management. He differed from Tyler. Mayo differed from Tyler in its conception of man, focus, orientation, philosophy, motivation, and emphasis. A general term. Okay. So the differences are this. The concept of economic man was propounded by Tyler. Social man, Mayo. Tyler viewed workers in isolation and unrelated individuals. Never Tyler spoke about the relation between a worker and another worker. On the other hand, Mayo viewed workers as a social animal. Social animals means inevitably they will be interacting with one another. Tyler focused on the tools, procedures, rules, that is, the physiological and mechanistic conditions. He applied motion studies, he applied time studies. All these things were concentrating on the physiological and also the mechanistic dimensions. On the other hand, Mayo focused on people and groups, not about tools, procedures. Here about people and groups, that is sociological and psychological dimensions. He advocated autocratic management. Mayo advocated participative management. Workers should participate in the management, in policy formulation, in implementation, in every stage. Taylor assumed that organizational man to be rational and logical. So here Tyler propounded the concept of economic man. Here too, even now, one of the most important motivating factor always is money. So, but it is not the only one. He assumed the organization man is rational and logical. He applies logic. So because of that, he invented things like piece rate system. What is this piece rate system? Previously, any worker 10 to 5 working will be given same salary. Taylor changed that. If you produce 10 units, you will get 10 rupees. If you produce 15 units, you will get 15 rupees. Because he thought that man is a rational and logical man. On the other hand, Mayo assumed organization man to be social and also emotional. Here, what is his behavior with respect to output and all other matters dependent on the society and his emotions? If a worker is more attached to an organization, he may produce more. If the social group in which he is there, say for example, workers, they form a social group. If they encourage and if they set positive norms, then the worker will work good. Tyler was concerned with motivation of the workers only. You might have seen everything was concentrated on the shop floor. He was never, like, to a greater extent, only with respect to mental revolution. What is mental revolution? What is mental revolution? Has spoken by Tyler. Okay, listen to me. Previously, workers and management thought that their mutual interests are antagonistic, opposite to each other. If workers' interests are satisfied, then management interests will be sacrificed. Tyler said that no, this is not the case. To increase the production, the most important thing required is mental revolution. Means both management and also the worker should think that both their interests are interdependent, complementary to one another, not opposite. Coming to the Mayo, he was concerned with motivation of both managers and the workers, not just the workers as in case of scientific management. Okay. He advocated monistic theory of motivation. That is, people are motivated by money. Mayo was concerned with the motivation of both. Okay, advocated Mayo advocated the socio-economic theory of motivation. So motivation is dependent on social and also economic factors. To Tyler, the main concern was to find one best way. One best way. Here, with respect to Mayo, workers' satisfaction and morale. Tyler viewed workers' group as being totally hostile to management, as I told. So for that, what is the solution he advocated? Mental revolution. Mental revolution. Mayo did not view workers' group as being hostile to management. Tyler stressed on technical skills. How you can emphasize, how you can elaborate those things? So here, a worker was first science of work. Afterwards, scientifically selecting the worker. Afterwards, training with technical aspects. He thought of functional foremanship, means 8 supervisors, through which they can inculcate the technical skills. So 8 technical supervisors. So he was stressing about the technical skills. Here they were stressing about the social skills. He described he described rebel hypothesis, a passive view of man. Mayo rejected the label hypothesis and subscribed to herd hypothesis. So I'll explain this rabble hypothesis and the herd hypothesis in detail. Okay. So if you have got any doubt, please let me know. Okay. Give me a minute. Let us go back to our previous slides. Okay. This is one of the like very simple theory, and in fact, most of the theories are criticized as being common sense theories also. So we have compared and contrasted the things. The same things we'll be discussing again. So here, at one point of time, you may get confused. Not confused, you may get bored. Array, what is this? Sir is often telling the same thing. So human relations, so workers, relations. That's it. That is the reason I said these are some of the easiest things. Okay, findings. What are the findings here? So here first we can classify these things into two. One is disapproving classical approach. Means those things, those findings which were in opposite to the classical approach methods. Second is new findings of human relations. Clear? Two parts. One is with respect to methods, which disapprove, like disapproval of classical methods. Second is new findings. Once again, here we are discussing about organization. This can once again be divided into organization and workers and with respect to organization output. So findings can be grouped in another way also. When it comes to organization output, disapproved classical's method with respect to increasing the output. With respect to new findings, that is social and psychological factors and informal work groups. Informal work groups, social psychological aspects are very important. That is the finding. So these are simply the like bird view of the things. Let us understand the things in detail so that you will get a better idea. Now please do answer. Organization and workers is dash system. Organization is a dash system. According to human relations, is it a hierarchical system? Please try to answer this. Organization is a dash system. Guess. I appreciate if you can guess. If you guess now, you won't forget throughout the course. Next, workers are dash animals. You can answer either of the one. We got an answer. Social animal. Very good. Organization is just what? Social system. Workers are not inert or isolated or unrelated individuals. You classical theorists, all your hypotheses, all the things just are taking workers in isolation. You never took worker is a part of society, part of group. This is one of the fatal defect. So the finding is organization is a social system and workers are social animals. They are not inert or isolated, unrelated individuals. Coming to the organizational output, disapproving the classical approach. What is that in that? Division of labor strictly on the specialization is not necessarily the most efficient approach. Now, my question is, did classical approach said that division of labor is central for increasing the production? Classical theorists, did they say that? Did bureaucratic, scientific management, classical theory or organization behavior, did they tell that division of labor or specialization is very important and to a greater extent the determinant of the production? Yes. So here human relations they are saying they are not entirely saying no. They are saying not necessarily the most efficient. Non-economic rewards and sanctions significantly affect the workers' behavior, moral, and output. So here, what are the non-economic relations? Non-economic rewards and sanctions. Please answer. They may significantly affect the workers' behavior, moral, and output. You have to try. You have to try. Appreciation, great. Then social norms, group norms. Let me give you an example. Say, for example, think here, very important. In a school or college, so generally think that this is the dais and this is me or any teacher. These are your students. Think that some 100 students are there. Just imagine. Think that it's a college. As soon as I turn towards the board, there's a loud voice. And even some throw some chalk piece or things like that. When I turn this side, everyone like almost they're calm. Here, except this person, all the people know that who is making mischief. Who is making mischief? Generally, do the students inform the teacher, sir, this is the person, Tiwarji was the person making noise, sir, in your class. He is the person who has thrown chalk. Will the students say this? Teachers will be shouting, please tell me who has done, who has done. Why? Why is that? Why is that? Social norm. Very good. What is that social norm? So here, as you have already told, mutual relation of friendship will come under stress. Okay. So this definitely. Okay. So here is you have made a one. If someone among your like group, if they tell this to some teacher, they will be say that teacher ke chamche, bucket, something like that. I don't know now latest words. So like often like the terminologies, the words are changing. Like apart from this, two young girls were talking to each other in Bangalore. So I was there, and suddenly this was not now, like some 5 years back, and I got shocked. What was that? Girl one is saying to girl two, bro, what are you doing? Girl two is also saying, bro, I am not doing anything. अरे इधर लड़का किधर है? So here bro has become, see, especially boys, they have already taking all the top ranks. They have taken many things like your dressing code, everything. Now they are taking bro also. So it's a very high time for you all. Okay. So here coming to the point, whether a student is honest or not is dependent on even the social group. If this person says something, he will be criticized. Similarly, in a factory, if someone does like abnormally high, then he will also be criticized. If he is not doing well, he will also be criticized. They have set the norms. That's it. So, non-economic factors are also having a great effect. Leadership style of supervision, communication, participation play central role in workers' behavior, satisfaction, and productivity. What are the things? Not just the money. Classical theory said that money will impact the behavior. Money will impact the satisfaction and also the production. Human relations finding was the leadership style of supervision. Is it interactive? Is it participative? The way you communicate, the language you use, all this determine the workers' behavior, satisfaction, and the productivity in the organization. And the new findings are social and psychological factors and informal groups are present in the organization. These are the things which impact the production. Social and psychological factors at workplace are very, very important in the production. That is the most important thing, because this was not present to the humanity which was there beyond. Before human relations, no one thought this one. The group, social group, can influence the production. The workers, small social groups, that is informal organizations, set the set no, set the norms for the group, and workers react to management as the social group. As a member, say for example, students, teachers, student never interact with the teacher as an individual. He interact as a member of the group. That is the reason, though in my opinion, all the students in the class know that who is the mischievous one, but they won't tell. So social relations play a very, very important role. The same things here. Please read these things. And when you are done with, please let me know. Okay. If you have understood these things, please let me know. If you have not understood, also please let me know. I'll explain once again. Okay. So is this understood, Tiwari? Second one, workers have a tendency to form small social groups. The production norms and behavior patterns are set by such groups. The next one, workers react to the management as members of informal groups rather than individuals. Any doubt here? Okay. Okay, now I want you to guess the things. Human relation theory of organization. So here, what may be the three elements with respect to human relations theory to organization? क्या हो सकते हैं? Organization. For classical and scientific management, they were talking majorly with respect to structure. They were talking with respect to methods, procedures, economic man. So here elements, what may be the elements present here? Cooperative or competitive relation, very nice, very well tried. So relations किधर रहता है? Think organization में क्या है? What are the elements present in the organization according to human relations? Take the keyword human relations. So here individual should be there, right? That is one. Individual interact with another individual and they form a group. So informal group. And also management is also there. This management should be participative. So you just keep these things. One is individual, second is informal organization, and participate management. That's it. Okay. So individual Human relations theory recognizes the importance of emotions and perceptions of the individuals. The level of workers' production and organization output is determined by the human relations at work rather than the physical and social conditions. This we have already considered. And the same things, in a very famous quote by Roethlisberger, each person is unique. We're all unique. Classical theory was treating everyone as same, homogeneous, like machine. Hero Honda 1, Hero Honda 2, Hero Honda 3. Same. Benz car, same model. So you're treating in the same way for workers also. But workers are unique. They are different. One of its kind, unique, one of its kind. Each is bringing to job situations certain attitudes, beliefs, ways of life, as well as certain skills, technical, social, and ideological things also. Say, for example, when I came to Sambhavam, along with me, I brought some expertise, some skills, some belief patterns. I believe certain way. I believe that if I dictate notes, time is simply wasted. Student may feel like, okay, I understood now everything, but 99% of students never refer the notes given by teacher. 99 toppers, they have never told that you study that teacher's notes, you will get through. Then why to give notes? I did not refer the notes given by teachers. So instead of wasting time, let me give the things which I want to dictate. Let me take some time. Let me put some effort. Let me type the things. Let me arrange the things and give them ready made. So that is my belief. So whenever you join an organization, it's not just you. It is also a set of skills, beliefs. Belief is a very, very important one. Everything is based on the belief. Say, for example, this organization, Sambhavam, if I believe that management always pays me correctly, they never cheat me, I won't be bothered. But if I believe that management generally काम करने तक करवा देते हैं, उसका बाद कुछ नहीं देते, my attitude would have been different. From the very day I would have been pressing for the money. Say, for example, when you have got like good attitude, good belief to some person, you won't feel anything. Say, for example, think that you're a group of good friends. If someone kicks, someone makes jokes, or even some like unparliamentary words, non-parliamentary words, vulgar words, you won't mind. But the same things said by someone who is antagonistic to you, you may feel different. So yeah, all these things are based on what you believe. So here, individual is not like a machine. Along with that, he is bringing many things. In terms of his previous experience, each person has certain hopes, expectations of his job situation. I have worked in various organizations. Based on that, I have got certain hopes. मुझे पैसा मिल सकता है. I have got expectations. ऐसे करते होंगे. So these are also the things which affect the production. Informal organization. Can anyone define informal organization? What an informal organization is? Please try it. Informal organization. Which has unskilled workers. Okay, very nice, very nice. But informal organization and informal workers. Organization which is informal. That is the thought which you have to take. I appreciate, like, since you have gone like little deep. Workers can be classified into organized workers and unorganized workers. That is the definition you are giving, without any strict rules or organization regulation. Okay. Say for example, there is a school. What is the relation between, what are the basis for your relation between you and your friend or the students in your school or college? It is spontaneous, it is natural. So here, the relation between you and your friend in the school or college, is it a formal relation or informal relation? Informal, very good. The relation between a student and teacher, formal and informal? Formal, very good. Like you have understood the things. Good, great, very nice. Okay, so let us define the things and study the things in a very systematic way. Dear students, a very, very important key thing I'm saying, apply your logic, apply your common sense to what all the things they have already given. That will suffice. There is no need to by heart. This is one of the beautiful common sense subject which you won't find anywhere. An informal organization is set of work relationship that grow out of mutual interaction of person working together over a long period of time. So these are the relations which grow out of mutual interaction with the person working together over a period of time. So how can we apply this to a school or college? Informal relation are those set of relations which grow between students out of their interaction over a period of long time. Say for example, there will be some creatures in the school or college, if it is like big enough, strength is, say for example, we were having like nearly 90 students strength in agriculture college. So here in those circumstances there will be some specimen or some students which whom you might have never spoke to, because they never speak up in the school or college. Even then there is a kind of relation. So this relation what you have is said to be an informal relation. Say for example, when you go to a tea shop with your friends, definitely one will offer to pay. Why? What is the basis for this? This is based on the mutual relation, informal relation what we have. Informal shadow organization that exist within the structure of the formal organization is emphasized. In case of human relations theory, informal organization which we are talking of is emphasized. This is informal shadow organization. What does this mean? Means wherever you go, this shadow comes. It is the shadow of what? It is the shadow of the formal structure of the organization. So informal organization can be considered as the shadow of the structure or the formal organization. And this informal organization is emphasized. What does this mean? Here in classicals, they were emphasizing with respect to structure, with respect to techniques, with respect to tools. But here we are emphasizing on the informal relation, what the workers have, what the people have in this organization, that is emphasized. Attention is focused on social aspects of human whose overriding need is seen as desire to belong, to be accepted by, and stand well in his work group. Very, very important. Classical, scientific management, bureaucratic, they never considered this. Here, the social aspects are considered. Where, say for example, सबका सामने कुछ बोल दिया. You insulted in front of everyone. You insulted in front of boys. You insulted in front of girls. So these kind of things are very, very important. Attention is focused on the social aspect. Social aspect means the relations of man whose overriding need is seen as desire for belonging. So students are not telling anything to the teacher. Why? They want to be in that group of students. They want to be accepted by the students and stand well in the work group. They want all the students to respect him. Similarly, with respect to workers. Okay. So now distinction between informal organization and formal organization. So here I expect you to make the distinction. Just if at all if possible, please try this. So informal organization. What are there in informal organization? Formal organizations. Please try. Please shoot some points. What are the differences? Not fixed role in informal organization. Mutual relations. Awesome. Then what else? So informal relations. Are they written or unwritten? Unwritten. Very good. Okay. प्राइमरी रिलेशंस किधर रहते हैं? प्राइमरी रिलेशंस फॉर्मल और इनफॉर्मल? प्राइमरी रिलेशंस, वन टू वन रिलेशंस. Informal. Very good. So these are the only things. So you have to make this as a table form in a very simple way. So informal and formal. Formal organizations are enacted based on, say for example, a company. What's the basis of company? Companies Act of 2030. Companies Act. This determined the company, formal sense. Informal organization is customary. It is based on some customs, traditions. Formal is enacted. Informal organization is not written and it is not subjected to need diagrams. You say, for example, there is group of friends, group of students, A section, 10th standard. Do they have any structure? How one interact with another? No. But on the other hand, think that there is a formal organization. So in this formal organization, everything is written, manualized, and portrayed in the organizational chart. SP, below that, DYSP, below that, sub inspector, below that, head constable, below that, constable. Everything is well written in formal organization. Informal organization tend to be emotional and personal. दोस्ती के लिए क्या तुम ये भी नहीं कर सकते? Yes. For friendship sake, they will be ready to do many things. फ्रेंडशिप के वास्ते कितने गलत काम आपने नहीं किए, प्रॉक्सी कितने लोगों को नहीं मारा, हेल्प मेनी इन कॉपीइंग, राइट? On the other hand, formal organizations tend to be rational and impersonal. Informal is spontaneous and social, while formal organization is planned and legal. Informal organization plays a significant role in determining the organization efficiency. So here, if this is a organization, we are talking about the relations between one worker and another worker. This is informal group. Say for example, not exactly to this. Nowadays, most of the organization work on WhatsApp group. There will be one official WhatsApp group, boss, all these things. After that, there is also another WhatsApp group, informal WhatsApp group. So उधर कैसे रहते हैं? Okay, okay. I think to like we'll wind up the session. It's more. Let me just to break the monotony with respect to informal relation concept itself. Best friend. Who is a best friend? Try to define or anything. Best friend का मतलब क्या है? Try. I think this you have to. One who is more close, special, understanding, helping among the. Very good, very nice. I think Deshpande ji, one who stands by you in any situation. This is the very ideological one. Tiwari ji, if you go by this thing, one who stands by you in any situation, I think 99% of the people won't be having best friends. अरे फ्रेंड्स को छोड़िए, एक आपका brothers, sisters, even parents won't stand by you. If you don't clear UPSC prelims for 5 times continuously, do you think they will stand by you? So here, don't make this mistake. The best among your friend is your best friend. जितने बदमाश दोस्त होते, उसमें अच्छा दोस्त कौन सा है, वही बेस्ट फ्रेंड है. ऐसा हमारा हिंदी फिल्म में दिखाते हैं ना, बेस्ट फ्रेंड बोले तो उधर से कोई गोली मारा, उसको ये पुश करके लाइक उसका लाइक ही फेस द बुलेट, दैट इज बेस्ट फ्रेंड. पैसे नहीं था, वो उसका ब्लड डोनेट करके पैसे दिया. वो सब नहीं है, ऐसा नहीं मिलते. सो फॉर यू ऑल्सो टेक टाइम फॉर बेस्ट अमंग माई फ्रेंड्स. प्लीज मेंटेन देम, दैट विल बी मोर देन सफिशिएंट. बेस्ट फ्रेंड के डेफिनेशन पे गए तो किसी को बेस्ट फ्रेंड नहीं रहते. And also, like as you say, one who stands by you in any situation means if they are not standing, you will remove from best friend quota. At the same time, best friend bole to don't think one, you can have many. Best among your friends. Okay. So any doubt with respect to these things? So very great that you have. Very nice. Good, good, good. So any doubt with respect to this? So this, so is this difficult? Understanding this, is this difficult? So these are not difficult, very easy. But the thing is, you have to conceptualize the things. You have to simplify the things. That's it. Until and unless you will be reading the same things without applying your thought, nothing substantial can happen. Most of the people, why they fail in prelims? Because they just simply read. Lakshmikant, what you are doing? Reading Lakshmikant. Okay, read. But are you thinking? ये क्या है? एक पैरा होने के बाद, after reading a para, are you thinking as to what you have read? If you have not done, that is one of the main reason for your failure. Whatever you read, whether it's a para or a like topic or anything, afterwards you have to reflect on, you have to think as to what is that. Sir, so you have to apply this in paper two. How? So here how? So this is one of the thing. Not only in this, all the people will say that you have to apply paper one things in paper two. This is true with every subject, but no one says how. It's a very difficult one, but you have to start. So here, say for example, authority. With the concept of authority, next, or with respect to conflict. So you apply this in paper two, means Indian administration. Planning, centralization, decentralization. We have spoken about centralization and decentralization. So you apply in planning. Centralized planning, only at the top they will be. There is no participation of the lower ranks. Span of control. So, like, what is the percentage? Say, for example, 91st constitutional amendment. What should be the maximum strength of Council of Ministers? What should be the maximum strength of Council of Ministers according to 91st Amendment? Very good, 15%. So, how to apply this? Where to apply this? Span of control. Span of control. So, number of people whom a person, number of workers or subordinates who can be efficiently and effectively and personally controlled by a superior is said to be span of control. So here similarly, PM heading the things. So he cannot have more number of people. So span of control is 15% of the total. Clear? So this is the way you have to apply. So as we proceed, definitely will collaborate the things, integrate the things to the highest possible. So Tiwarji is like MP Follett. Sir, MP Follett, one question has asked how MacGregor carried forward MP Follett theory. So that will be taught in other lectures. Yes. So we have got MacGregor. This will be teaching at the end in behavioralism. Definitely. Okay. So with respect to MP Follett, the material I have given is excellent. I appreciate if you can write the answers for some questions and send me. Definitely, I thought of taking some questions, but I thought that let me start a new topic. That question and answers I will take later. So I appreciate if you can answer a question from MP Follett from the material which I provided, it will be more than sufficient. So here, like problem with discussing the topics previous year questions is here it is a holistic one. Say for example, now as you have raised the thing, MP Follett and MacGregor. So until and unless I teach both, we cannot answer the question. Okay. Okay. Some of you are asking my number. 3636211367. So in fact, this is the marks I got in public administration. And this was for 600. Okay. So thank you one and all for attending the class. You are very fortunate for having taken public administration, I'll try to teach everything needed for public administration. I'm not at all like never in the faintest of my thoughts. I thought that let me just complete public administration and send. No, here is a complete package that you get the service. Definitely, optional plays a very important role. You have taken such an option where each and every aspect what you study is of relevance for public administration, examination, and also the preparation. So, having said this, let me wind up the session here. Have a great day. Enjoy your preparation. So now let me like ask, like, do you need class tomorrow, or you want a break Saturday and Sunday? Okay, we'll try to have the class. We'll try to have the class. If at all, if you have got anything, please let me know. Right? Having said that, once again, please enjoy the process. Enjoy the process. Whenever you think of reading, you should go with excitement. Say, for example, you are going to Goa, Simla, Masuri, or some outing. So, how excited are you? With the same excitement, however artificial it may be, you have to go every time you go for studying. If you do that, definitely success will be yours. Having said that, let me wind up the session.